Alright everybody, welcome to another Livin Freestyle Game Dev live stream. My name is Kevin. We do this twice a week. Sunday nights at 10:15 and Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. That is Pacific Standard Time. Like I said, this is Livin Freestyle Game Dev live stream. We're working with Unreal Engine. We're working mostly on blueprints, visual scripting, all those things related. We are also have the stream open for questions for anybody who's working through our Python scripting crash course for creatives. I am fully expecting this stream to be a little bit wild from the standpoint of I have had nothing but fun computer problems all day, and you know, this could be a tough challenge. I've even had to switch my camera, but we're gonna make the best of it because we want to try to stay consistent with our streams. In the absence, the way this works, come and go as you please, etc. If ask questions, no question too big, no question too small. If there are no questions, which happens a lot, especially when I haven't been on for a while and I haven't posted that we were back in for tonight. No worries. I generally work through me working towards my own working prototype, which gives me a chance to learn a whole bunch of cool stuff about Unreal that I don't get to do at the day job. The day job, I am currently a tech artist at Riot Games. I work in R&D and I get to do a lot of cool stuff most days, which is a lot of fun. So with that, let's just go ahead and hop in and see if we can't figure out this stream today. I'm having to do a bunch of stuff manually, so I apologize in advance, but here is our Unreal, and we're going to add in another scene here. It's gonna pop in really big. We can make that more reasonable size, and we can get rid of this. Okay, cool. So since I didn't see any questions in the chat, and as I mentioned, we're just going to be running through our working prototype. Where we left off, a little bit of a mind game to remember because it's been a little while, about a week, and we were working on a couple different things, but the one we had finally settled on was working on creating a new ability for parry, because it felt bad that we were running away all the time. So we were working towards creating the parry, and we're just going to pick that up where we left off. And so in this case, I am currently in the parry gameplay ability. And right now, theoretically, as the ability comes in, gets triggered, etc., etc., it triggers this, it's waiting for a gameplay event, the melee hit, which is not going to happen anymore. Then we're going to do a check for has authority. I think what we want to happen in here is a couple things. I think what we want to happen in here is we want to check for any damage. And if there is any damage, I don't think the team matters anymore, because you wouldn't get damage, I don't think, from your own team. Anyways, then what's going to happen is we're going to apply the gameplay effect. In this case, the gameplay effect that we want to apply would be, I don't know if we want to do it here or earlier. We would want to make the character invincible, basically, not take damage. And then we would play a gameplay cue. And originally I was going to get rid of that, but now I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll spawn a dome, like a shield dome. At least for now, as a quick visual to test if this is working. And I think what we want to do is on end ability, we're going to remove this gameplay effect. All right, let's see if we can do this. So we're not going to wait for melee hit. We are going to check for authority. We don't. Yeah, we're going to ignore the move. We're going to wait. You know what? Let's keep the gameplay affected. Is there one in here for any damage? Let's see. Is survive death, duration, damage. Damage taken message. Oh, I wonder if that's going to work. That would be cool. And then if we have authority, we'll compare teams and we'll apply a gameplay effect. And then let's do, rather than damage taken, can we do immune? Hold on. Fire, spawn, and shield. Oh, interesting. We have a gameplay effect for shield. Oh, that's just gonna add to our shield. That's not actually. Oh, interesting. We're gonna have to change our. Nomenclature a little bit. Heal, damage, shield, cooldown, bombs, shotguns, melee grenades, damage basic. Interesting. I thought we had. An immunity. Try immune. Damage immunity from game mode. That's interesting. I swore we had an immunity. Immune. Reference viewer. Oh, this is all pre-game lobby stuff, but this is the one that I'm interested in. If we look at this, what we were doing was when we spawned in our event graph, damage immune from game mode. Okay, we can use this one temporarily, but we'll probably want to change this. So let's just use immune. Try this. And we'll just try one. And I'm going to put a print string here so we can troubleshoot this. Print string. And we're going to say pairing. Let's see here. Damage and immune. Let's just do this. Immune. Okay, so that's all gonna happen. And then what we're going to do, we should probably check to see if our audio is all working. It looks like it is. I hope it is. It's been one of those kind of days. Okay, so then we're gonna do the damage exact match. I don't even know if anything actually spawns or prints out the damage taken, but we'll try it. All right. I'm also on a different time zone because I just got back from trip on the other side of the world, so my clock is all out of whack on top of everything else. All right, and then when we end this ability, we want to remove a gameplay effect. So can we remove gameplay, remove effect, remove granted effect, remove gameplay effect from owner with handle. Remove gameplay effect from owner with asset tag, with granted tag, with handle. That's the handle. I don't think that's what we want. What does this do? This applies a gameplay effect to target. The return value is a gameplay handle structure. I want to remove a gameplay effect to the tag though. That's what I'd like to do. I don't know if I have that. Gameplay effect. Add. Get active. Remove loose gameplay tags. Set durations. Wait. Remove break. Okay, so the only remove I see is this one. And I don't know if this is the right one, but we can try it. Immunity. With asset tag. Gameplay effect class, target data. Target data. Payload. Comes from the event damage taken. But I don't know that we apply the tag. Interesting. This is not gonna work. Get the ability system. Get the Lyra. Ability system component. Ability. Let's try this. And then let's remove active gameplay effect. Oh, that's a handle. Interesting. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Let's try this. Let's take a look at this immunity gameplay effect and see what it grants. What are the tags on this? Damage immunity. Okay, that's what we want to do. Let's remove that. Gameplay damage immunity. So we're going to remove. We're going to remove effect with granted tags, I believe. Immunity. Immunity. Damage immunity. Let's see if this even works. We'll try it. And just out of curiosity, we might be able to do this one better. We should try this one first. Immunity. Okay, let's try this one first. And then go from there. Okay, cool. So to test this, let's compile and save that. This ought to be entertaining to watch. Okay, the big thing is we don't have a way to parry yet. Because our right click is our power attack. Our left click is our sword combo attack. Our left click is also shoot, and our right click is melee when shooting. So we need a button to parry. What button is parry? WASD. I guess we could do it on our gamepad keyboard. Control. I think control is mapped to something currently. Let's check. Keyboard, mouse. And this is going to be melee keyboard, mouse. And what we've got is we've got left mouse button. That's our combo attack. Left mouse button is also our weapon fire, and our right mouse button is our attack. Now this gets added when we pick up a sword. Just out of curiosity, I do want to check to see. Oh, you know what? It says I went live. Sweet. Okay. So let's just hope that's working. So that's that. And then the default keyboard mouse is move. That's the WASD. Weapon fire. Jump is spacebar. Crouch is left control. Weapon reload is right. Dash is left shift. Auto run. Auto run is equals. That's kind of weird. Look mouse. Weapon fire autos. Left mouse button. Okay, so if we're on WASD, we could use Q for parry. Not really what I want to use. I don't know how to do this. Controls crouch. Well, we kind of just need this to test. All right, so just to test, for test sakes, let's do F. we're gonna add, do we have a parry yet? Doesn't look like it. Nope, we do not. So we're gonna put this on F. Keyboard F. And we want to browse to this. And let's duplicate our power attack. And let's change this to our parry. Let's melee parry. I want to be specific because you can't melee if you have a gun. I don't think that's right. And we're going to, I don't want you to be able to melee bullets. That's going to be a different thing. Okay, so we got our parry. Description, digital, pressed. Okay, cool. But theoretically, that's what we need there. And then our power attack, if we find references to this, it is in our hero shooter mannequin. And in our hero shooter mannequin, in our event graph, I believe it's down here. Here's our power attack. So let's add in enhance input. Let's compile. Let's save this. Check this out. Parry. Let's save this. Kill that. And then let's come back to our hero shooter mannequin. And let's do parry. Enhanced. Ooh. Input action IA parry. Ooh, that worked. Wait, oh, I mean, it's starting to work. Okay, so now let's do what we were doing here. We're gonna try to activate abilities by tag. And the ability that we're going to try to activate is gonna be not power attack. Ability, weapon, power attack. Nope. Do we even have a parry in here? We do have a parry. Hold on a second. Weapon. Interesting. Where's that parry live? Parry duration message. It's underneath ability. Ability parry. Duration message. Interesting. This gameplay ability, if we look at our class default, that is not the right tag. So let's edit that. I'm not sure why we have this parry here. I'm gonna add a tag here. I'm gonna just add parry. Not part, parry. And let's get rid of the power attack. Okay, and we'll compile and save that. And then we'll go back to our hero shooter mannequin. And rather than power attack, we can change this to parry. Okay, so that's gonna try to activate the abilities of tag for parry. Cool. And then what we can do is we can simplify this. So let's go to our spawn points and we'll go to 1 on our enemies and 0 on the allies. And then theoretically, if I just simply press F, well, it's not working. I can tell it's not working because at least if I'm pressing F, it should be doing the animation. So let's debug this a little bit. Try activate ability tab, tag, G parry. I would say we're not activating that. Ah, we didn't fill in our parry. Here we go. So let's save that. Let's give this another go. phase ends. The fact that it's not playing the animation leads me to believe that we're not actually triggering this. Okay, power attack. Right mouse button. No triggers, modifiers, player mouthable options, nothing. Theoretically, I would think that that would work. But it seems like... Are we even hitting this? Let's see if we're even hitting this. Play. We are. So we're hitting that. Oh. Okay. Hold up. I think I have an idea. Here's my idea. I think that maybe we have not granted the ability for parry. So when we pick up the sword, what we need to do is we need to make sure that it also, in addition to power attack and combo attack, that it grants the parry ability. So let's do that. So that's going to be power attack, power, the power combo. Browse the asset. Go to the folder view. Okay. Reference viewer. So this is the ability set for the sword, and this is what I was talking about. My guess is we don't have parry in here. So we're granting, in here we're granting sword combo and sword power combo. We need to grant one more. And the one we need to grant is parry. Parry. And input tag ability. Input tag ability. We don't have one here. Power combo. Quick slots. Ability. Melee. Power combo. Let's add one here. We're gonna have to see what this is used for. Okay. Let's save that. And then let's give it another shot. Okay, so we hit that. All right, we're parrying. Okay, cool. So. Okay, so what's happening is... Ooh, I just got wrecked. Okay, so it is parrying, which is cool. Bastian, hi. How's it going this evening? What kind of stuff are you working on tonight? Okay, so we got our parry working, which is cool. It's playing, but we're not immune. And also, the ability stops. What is the duration of this? Hold on a second. Here's our parry. Additional cost. Cooldown. Let's remove the cooldown first off. Our ability triggers is not the power combo. It should be the parry. Which is here. Okay, let's try that. Are you working on any games, or did you have any questions tonight, Bastian? Save that. See what that does. Okay, so we're definitely parrying. Like, that part's working. But I think what's happening, you know what, let's do this. In our parry, let's not take out immunity. Let's see if we ever even get immune. Let's try that. Okay, so we're not being granted immunity. That is definitely not happening. All right, so we're coming in here, we're pairing, we're committing the ability, we're checking if it's shooter mannequin, we're playing this thing. Now here's a question. Are we ever... Oh, because we're not taking any damage. Okay, here's the problem. Let's skip this and go here. And then this is gonna be damage and immune. And then we're gonna compare our teams. If it's a different team, we're gonna apply our immunity. All right, let's try that. Oh, it didn't like that. Did not like that. And it didn't like that because we're comparing teams from the target. Okay, we can skip the team compare for now. Want to? Still doesn't like that. Target data. Okay, so it looks like we need to sort out this target data stuff first. The damage taken is not the event that we want. Let's do... Let's just go back to hit. Hit. Is there a hit here? Sword hit, melee hit, gameplay event, melee hit. Which one was it before? Let's try this. Oh yeah. Wait, I'm not damage immune though. Okay, hold up. It's actually going through now. It is actually going through now, which is something. That's some progress. So it's hitting this, comparing the teams. Okay, so hold on a second. Let's hit. Melee hit. Okay. And then let's put another print string in on applying damage. Let's make sure we're doing this. I'm sorry, not applying damage. Apply immunity. And I'm gonna make this green, so we know easily that that's something that's happening. And then it's gonna come in and it's gonna do the cue for the sword hit. And down here, we're not removing the interestingly enough, we're not removing the gameplay effect. So I wonder how it's getting removed. It must not be getting applied. Okay, I applied immunity. Hold up a second. If I'm immune, hold on. Let's. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. Oh. I wanted a chance to debug. Okay, so theoretically I'm immune. Okay, we're gonna do this. Restart. We'll do like this. Oh wait, one. Oh, it didn't like that. Okay, but we did make the immune. Oh my gosh, I can't hit him. Wait a minute. Is he immune? Oh, I think he's immune. I think we may be making the enemy immune. That could be the problem. Let's try this again. Okay, so now I'm supposed to be immune. But instead... she's immune. Okay, so we're putting the immunity on the wrong character. Okay, that's kind of a problem. The wait for gameplay queue. Print has authority. Compare teams. Print the string. Apply effect to target. The target in this case is the melee hit. What? Hold on a second. Let's... Oh, okay. Let's connect this. No. Damage immunity. Target. Hold up a sec. Usually the damage hit is applied to the target. That's the target date. Damage immunity. Damage immunity has a period, display. Damage immunity. Duration, policy, application. It is definitely making the enemy target. But it's applying it to itself. And that's not what I want to apply it to. Let's cast this to a Lyra character. That's an actor reference. If that is successful, then let's get the ability component. Get the ability system component and apply game. Apply gameplay effect target. And the gameplay effect that we want to apply is this one. And effect context. Probably one. Interesting. Let's try this. I need to know if we're hitting this, so we'll put a breakpoint on it. Compile this, and let's go. Oh wait, I need damage. Okay, so we're definitely hitting that. But I am not immune. Neither is he. Weston's World Studio, welcome to the stream. How's it going tonight? So we're not, okay. So we're not applying the gameplay effect to anybody at this point. This is super weird. Are you working on any games or virtual stuff? Did you have any questions? Because for everybody who's here, questions are the priority. I will stop everything I'm doing to answer your questions. I'm just doing this to fill time in the absence of questions. Okay, so this obviously does not work. And this applies immunity. Let's put this back in and just recheck this. This applies immunity to the wrong character. Okay, so it applied immunity, and I can no longer damage that character. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, nothing I can do. Okay, so it works, but it totally works the wrong way. We have no idea what we're doing. It's great. Okay, so let's see here. We're applying the gameplay effect to target. Why wouldn't we, how can we apply, hold on. Apply gameplay. Let's try this. Let's apply a gameplay effect to owner instead. Maybe that'll be better. Okay. What we're going to do is the effect that we're going to apply is once again this damage immunity. We'll do a 1 and 1. Let's go compile and save. Give this another. Okay, that did it. Okay, so now we're immune, which is cool. There's a couple things that we need to do to fix this. Actually, there's a lot of things we need to do to fix this. So let's try this. Let's go back, and we don't need this. We're gonna keep this. This is cool. We can get rid of this print string because we know that's working. Okay, so now we're applying immunity, which is great. Then we want to go back to removing immunity. Let's make sure that this works. So we're going to remove the immunity when the ability ends. All of this stuff. Let's compile. And let's go. Okay, so theoretically, I'll just let her take my shield down, just so it's easier to tell the difference. Okay, so now. Okay, so hold up. Either I'm not removing the ability. Let's take a look at our abilities. We have parry, that's our abilities. Oh, but we don't actually print out the current gameplay effects, do we? As part of our debug. We should add that. So we built this debug menu a long time ago where we can print out all of the abilities that the character has, and it prints out all of their abilities. And it also, we can print out the equipment that they currently have. We can print out their team info, but we cannot, I guess it does not print the gameplay effect. So we should probably add a button to print out the current gameplay effects to see if they're still there. But this is gameplay damage immunity. Stacks remove minus 100. 100. EE damage immunity. Hold on a second. I think we're removing the wrong thing. Immunity. No, that's the right one. That's the right one. Because this damage immunity has the tags gameplay damage immunity. Combined tag. Added. Okay, so this adds damage immunity, and then we just want to remove that. So let's compile that again, and let's make sure gameplay effect from owner with asset tag. I believe we are the owner, because this is applying the gameplay effect to the owner. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. Okay, it's definitely not removing it. All right, so we're gonna go do some debugging. Debug. And we have a widget for that. Widget. Here's our widget. This was not what I thought we were going to be doing this evening, but you know, we are making progress. That's equipment, that's the modal restore. This is base plus and clip mode to game mode, get all the abilities, and we print them. Let's add a button to this. That'll be fun, right? So back in our designer, what we'll do is we'll take our... Can you summarize your understanding of game modes and switching game? I would like to make a third person character. Oh my goodness. So the game mode basically defines the set of rules, parameters, winning criteria, potentially all kinds of different things, as well as I mean, you can even tie your inputs to it, all kinds of stuff, for a particular way you want to run. And the interesting thing is you can run different game modes on the same map. So you could have on a, let's just say you had a default map, you could run capture the flag as a game mode, and the game mode settings for that one would be the winning criteria of the first team to capture three flags. Or you could apply a game mode of sudden death or insta-kill or whatever it is. So your game mode basically defines the parameters for the current instance of your experience, as an example. And you'd like to make a third-person character RPG game, but have combat system be... Okay, that's not necessarily the game mode. That would just be... Okay, so the game, like I said, the game mode specifies like the win conditions, the parameters for a particular instance of your game. A third-person character RPG that has a combat system via classic JRPG turn-based battle would be... It could be the game mode, but like what's going to define that is not necessarily the game mode. What's going to define that, I believe, is going to be your inputs and all those kinds of things. So hold on, let me just check one thing. Turn-based. So basically in this world, what you would do is RPG. So you're basically going to assume the character role, and then you're going to have JRPG settings. So let's say you had 4 characters in here. And what you want is, depending on which character you possess, you want to change what the inputs do. Is that something that we're talking about, for example? How's the stream coming through for you all, by the way? Are you able to read this stuff and everything? Okay, cool. So one way you could do that is the same way I am doing this sword melee stuff with the new enhanced input stuff in Unreal. So the way that works is when the character picks up the sword, as an example, main character walking around, then inputs completely change when a battle starts. Okay, that's not necessarily game mode anymore. But I can show you how I'm doing it in this game right now, because I change the inputs based on whether or not you have a sword or a gun, which is a similar thing. And I believe... Okay, so to be clear here, this is all some cool new stuff that came with all the enhanced input thing. So if we look at the keyboard mouse, and there's some good examples of how this works in the Lyra starter pack, but if we look at this is and I briefly touched on this earlier in the stream, but this is a input movement setup for melee, for keyboard and mouse. And what I've got in here is when we switch to melee, I'm creating 4 new mappings. One for combo attack, one for power attack, and one for melee. these buttons behave differently when you're shooting a gun, but it's the same thing, because what I've done is I've overridden the left mouse button, for example, or the right mouse button, for example. Those have all been overridden in this particular case when you pick up the sword. The way that works is if we go to this and we right click on it and I look at my reference viewer, what I've done is inside of my melee weapon, what happens is when the melee weapon gets spawned, in this case begins play, so you pick it up and you spawn it, it gets the controller and then it gets the player controller, and what it does is it adds the mapping context, that new keyboard mouse context, which effectively switches out all of your hotkeys. Then when this ends, I believe this is on end play, it removes that mapping context for melee. So I removed two. I removed the melee keyboard and mouse, and I removed the melee gamepad. So the way that you could change the way that your keyboard mouse mappings work in the description, or in what you're talking about, is for each new character you met, whatever your mechanism is for swapping your characters. Oh my gosh, there's so many different ways you could do that. But anyways, what you could do is you could have a different mapping setup for each one. The other thing you could do is you could, there's so many different ways to do this. So you could basically have a different keyboard mapping for each one that does different abilities. Or what you could do is you could set it up so that your abilities are unified. What I mean by that, let's say you have 2 attacks per character, right? You have a primary and a secondary attack. What you could do is in your gameplay ability for your primary attack, you could check which character you are, and then depending on which character you are, then you activate the appropriate abilities or the equipped abilities for that character as their primary or secondary attack. And in that case, you wouldn't have to switch the hotkeys or anything. It's going to be the same hotkeys for each character for the primary and the secondary attack, but you're changing what those do when the ability is committed. Another thing you could do is you could change your ability set. So what you could do is when you swap between characters, oh my goodness. No, I don't even think you have to do that. I don't even think you have to do that, because you have, let's say you have 4 characters in your JRPG, right? Each 4 of those characters already exist in the scene. And for each one of those, they should already have their own individual abilities. They should already be mapped to whatever their primary attacks and secondary attacks are. The only thing that's happening is, all you're doing is when you switch characters is you're possessing the other pawn. And when you possess that other pawn, you can activate those same abilities. So what you could do is you could just grant that each character has its own abilities that you're granting, but they're triggered by the same inputs, or even an input per character. There's a lot of different ways you could do that. Which pretty much means I don't know the best one. I have never made a JRPG, but those are a few that you could try, which would simplify what you're trying to do. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Okay, very cool. So in our debug, we want to print, let's duplicate this, and we're gonna print out gameplay effects if we can. I don't know if we can do this. I've never tried this, so we'll see. Orbitron modal. This is gonna be gameplay effect. All right, and this button is going to be called button gameplay effects. And what we're going to do over here in our graph is when we click it, button base click. Is that what we want? Yes. So what we're going to do, let's do this. We'll do this up here. Base clicked. Zoom out. Okay, and we're going to do exactly what we're doing here. I think we need to get it from the ability system. Can we get the gameplay effect? Get gameplay effect count. Get active gameplay effect with all tags. Ooh, that's interesting. Return to list of active effects that have all of the past in tag. Oh, okay, no, that's not what we want. Let's get effects. Get for query. What is the query? Make. Owning tag query. Yeah. I don't think that's what we want. Get active gameplay effects with all tags. Get gameplay effect count. Gameplay, damage immunity, gameplay effect. What is that effect that we're applying? Damage immunity is a gameplay damage immunity. Gameplay damage immunity. Let's try this. Okay, so for each of those, we're going to go through each one of them. And then we are going to get active gameplay effect debug string. That's interesting. We'll just print that. We have no idea what that is, but let's just print it. Sure, why not? Let's see what happens. What? Let me get close enough to hit. Okay, so now we have the effect. Okay, it's not printing anything, so that was absolutely useless. Let's go back here and print this. Come in here. Okay, so it didn't get it. All right, so it didn't get any effect. That's part of the problem. So let's clear all. And let's see if we check this. Does that print anything? Here we go. How are we doing timeline? Holy smoke. Okay, cool. So we applied that. Coming through. Okay, we got one this time. Except it doesn't print anything. Wait a second. Get owning player pawn. Cast a shooter which will work. We get the active gameplay effect with the tag. damage immunity. Gameplay damage immunity. Wait a second. We're not removing this, are we? We're trying to remove it. Let's not remove it and test that again. Okay, so we've got immunity then. Interesting. It's not finding anything. Well, we know we have a gameplay effect applied. So either not being applied to get back. Okay, let's try something else. Gameplay effect count. This is not the way I want to do this, but let's just try this. We're only going to print out the damage immunity one here. Okay, and then for the return value of that, we'll just print. We'll print that return value. That should be the count of that gameplay effect. Okay, so now we're just going to, from the ability component, we're going to print the gameplay effect count for that only for damage immunity as a temporary debug step. Alright, so let's let this enemy take down my shield. Okay, so now I'm immune. Gameplay effect 3. Holy smoke. My stat count is 3 on that. And now it's 6. Okay. Tuesday stream. You must be in a different time zone, Weston's World. But yes, it's Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. So I guess that's Tuesday for you. Thanks for hopping in. I'll see you on Wednesday morning. Okay. So this is adding 3 stacks each time. That's kind of nuts. So why is that? We try activate gameplay abilities by tag. Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just making sure that I didn't post the wrong info. Have a great night. Thanks for hopping, or day, depending on where you are. Thanks for hopping in. Actually, we're almost done. We have 2 minutes left. I wanted to see when we parry and we commit the ability. We're only printing once, aren't we? Okay, so we only print once. Okay, that time, it only applied 1 stack. Now we're applying more stack. Okay, so this may be a new thing with gameplay effects. If I do 0 stack, does that mean that it doesn't work? No, it still worked. And if I take a look at the gameplay effect, I have 0 stacks. Okay. Okay, and do I still have 0 stacks? I do. Okay, so I'm not stacking that now. All right, that's cool. Now, am I removing it? Remove gameplay effect from owner. With asset tag. Try that. Okay, clearly we're not removing this. The target in this case is self. Apply gameplay effect to owner. Remove gameplay effect from owner. Remove gameplay effect from owner. Try with handle. Try this. And we're going to store this handle. Let's promote this handle to a variable. Wait a second. Promote to variable. This is going to be the immunity gameplay effect handle immunity. And then what we'll do over here is when we apply this, we're going to set this value. And we're going to try to remove specifically this exact one. And the handle we're going to remove is that one. So let's give this a shot. Okay. For some reason, we cannot remove this gameplay effect. I don't know what's happening. Seems like we have all of them. One more try. I'm just gonna flip that sign. I would think -1 just means remove them all. Hold up. We may have just found it. I think we found it. Let's double check. I think that's it. Maybe the stacks we were removing needed to be 1. We'll try this afterwards. But first, let's take this out and double check that we're not getting false hope. Run up on this dude. Definitely immune. Definitely immune. Okay. Okay. Now let's run up. Oh, nope. That was a false hope. Remove 100 stack. How did that work? Okay. If I get it to trigger, I guess I just wasn't getting it to trigger. So basically we're still stuck. So what that means is we have some more stuff to learn, but we can't do it tonight because my clock is all messed up. And we do need to get some rest for the day job. So For everybody who hopped in tonight, Bastion, Western World Studio, everybody, thanks for hopping in. It's awesome having the questions and having people here to make sure the stream's actually working, which is cool. What I'm going to do hopefully between now and Wednesday is I'm going to try and see if I can figure out why it is I can't remove a gameplay effect. It's kind of weird. We're applying it, it's working. Once we get to that point, then we need to figure out, are we going to allow the user to hold the key? What's the duration going to be? These kinds of things to get our parry working, which is cool. So thanks again for hopping in. Our next live stream is going to be Wednesday morning at 8. We're having a little bit of slowdown in the video releases. Visual scripting crash course, the foundations of visual scripting crash course class 2. I've actually recorded twice now, but they have not turned out for various computer reasons. I am hoping to be able to get those, the next version of it out this week. We'll see. It all just depends on the machine. If not, we may have to wait until we get a new box. And in the meantime, we'll just keep our live stream schedule going. Hope you all have a great start of your week, and I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy.